And that's just how life works.
Right.
You show people that there's value behind the work that they're doing, and they'll give you double the quantity of whatever they're doing at the moment. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction.
Yes, yes.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Ghana is the world's second biggest producer of cocoa, but the country only earns about 2% of the $100 billion industry. Cocoa growers here export most of their cocoa beans to Europe and North America, where they're turned into chocolate.
Yeah, you spoke about this already.
What?
You said that it looked nasty.
Oh, yes, that do look nasty.
That do look a little nasty, y'all.
Slimy and, yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're doing with it, though.
They're shipping out the cocoa in its raw state. And if you look at the value chain of cocoa, money is made in the finished product.
While big chocolate companies rake in billions a year, many cocoa farmers live in poverty, earning just $2 a day.
No!
And Ghanaian entrepreneurs like Michael have struggled to...
You know how much chocolate is bought in the U.S. every single day?
Chocolate, a bar of chocolate is about $2.
A bar of chocolate is, chocolate's like a multi-million-dollar business, bro.
Chocolate.
Like, how's they making just $2 if...
That's crazy.
That don't...
open chocolate factories in their home country.
We are trying to decolonize chocolate. At this time around, we are saying that it can be done right here in Ghana.
Now, the government is funding efforts to grow a domestic chocolate industry. But can Ghana's entrepreneurs get a bigger share of the profits? We visit a cocoa farm and processing plant to find out. Ghana, together with Ivory Coast, grows over 60% of the world's cocoa. The countries sell to all the big chocolate companies, from Hershey's to Mars to Nestle, which process the beans abroad in mostly Europe and North America.
Pacho, your friend Joseph Bacha, I'm cocoa farming for 18 years ago.
Joseph grows 11 acres of cocoa.
Wow.
And it isn't easy. Farmers battle more extreme weather due to climate change, plant disease, and fatigued land. Every October, he and his family begin harvesting the yellow pods. It takes just 4 days. Joseph collects the pods and takes them to the breaking ground. Here, workers crack them open and remove the beans by hand. Joseph uses the leftover pods as compost under his trees.
Joseph
This is by hand.
Yeah.
And they're getting paid little?
I'm still stuck on that, too.
Like, this is by hand. Of course, we did see the factory, but man...
Yeah, the farmer should be getting the biggest buck, bro.
Definitely.
The farmer should be getting the most, he should be getting all of it.
Yes. That remind me of sugarcane.
Yeah, sugarcane
where
as
we're
well.
from, sugarcane is a big deal. Like, we have a whole festival for sugarcane, so we know that brings in money.
Right.
I wonder if they have a chocolate festival. Are they into well, I know they're into festivals.
Well, you gotta
but like
them.
for cocoa,
yeah.
Because in Louisiana we have a festival for anything.
For everything.
We have a festival for rice.
Everything.
Sugar.
Food.
Boudin.
Anything that you could.
Gumbo.
Some today. Yeah, some gumbo as
fried
well.
Fried chicken. We have a festival for every jambalaya.
Some jambalaya.
Lord.
It's real.
Dries the beans for another week. In total, he packs 75 bags of beans a year. His income is about $27 a day. It's a high wage for a Ghanaian farmer, because Joseph grows organic cocoa without pesticides. But many farmers in Ghana live at or below the poverty line, earning less than $2 a day.
Again, it does not make sense. It's no way a farmer can be making less than his product.
If
you
they
should
are,
be at least make a huge percentage of it, if anything.
if they are partnering with Hershey, Nestle, Mars, that's some huge companies.
If you actually think about it, they are the owners of the product. When you look at any other corporation, the owner is getting paid more than what the employees are getting paid.
Right.
The workers. So if they're farming it, they're cutting it, they're harvesting it, and they're shipping it off, they should be getting paid more than the person who's actually doing a corporation.
Right,
I mean, that's doing the selling.
Making the candy and selling it, and making the drinks and selling it. Because we do so much with chocolate.
We do.
So, like, they should have, like, a multi-million-dollar business.
They should have help.
$27 a day. Of course, I know there's a currency exchange there, but still, like, this should be everybody working. Well, I can't say everybody because that's just like an Amazon. You know, the workers are not millionaires, but
the boss
still,
is the owner is. So if I'm seeding it and bringing it up, I'm the owner and I'm selling it. So I should be getting more than
farming.
At its best.
They deserve, and they're working with their hands.
Bro, I think they say 72 acres? 11 acres?
I don't remember about there.
11?
I don't remember the acres.
But there's a lot of land. Cocoa
Child, look.
That's because the majority of farms are small and aren't certified organic, according to Christy, a cocoa scholar nicknamed the Doc of Chalk.
We're talking about really small plots, and this is part of the reason why cocoa farmers are so poor.
But that's not the only reason farmers make so little.
Cocoa's been farmed in Ghana for over 100 years. There are many parts of the country where the land is really fatigued now, and the trees are old.
In the 15th and 16th centuries, Portugal and Spain monopolized cocoa, controlling production and trade from their colonies in Latin America and the Gulf of Guinea. Europe's elite were the biggest customers. The crop arrived in what's now Ghana in 1876. Around the same time, the British declared the southern region a colony and began invading north. Locals owned and ran all the small farms, but the raw product was exclusively exported to Europe.
A lot of what we know today as like contemporary chocolate really grew out of this trading relationship between Ghana and Britain, including the flavor of chocolate itself.
Although Ghana gained its independence in 1957, its one-way cocoa trade with Europe still exists today. And it's kept farmers at the beginning of the supply chain in poverty for generations. To help raise farmer wages, Ghana and its neighbor Ivory Coast teamed up in 2019.
The two largest cocoa producing countries in the world, and so when they get together on something, everyone has to pay attention.
They introduced the fixed price system, which set a price floor for cocoa. In 2020, Ghana set the price floor at $2,600 a metric ton. That included a $400 premium added to every ton of cocoa.
And this value goes directly to the farmers.
The premium is called the living
I like it.
That was beautiful.
I like
said.
it.
That's perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
Differential, or LID. It was the first of its kind in the chocolate industry, and it meant farmers took home nearly 30% more money than the year before. At first, big chocolate companies agreed to pay the LID.
You can't really not buy Ghanaian and Ivorian cocoa, so the big buyers really had no choice.
The LID's markup may seem like a lot, but the millions it's raised to combat farmer poverty is a fraction of big chocolate makers' sales.
Exactly.
But soon after it launched, reports surfaced accusing Hershey's of buying cocoa without paying the premium.
It's sad to note that these companies who have the resources may not want to abide by this simple appeal.
In an email to Business Insider, the company said Hershey supports and is fully participating in the living income differential. When the corporations do pay, the LID has helped farmers.
Now, it's pushing farmers to even increase their yield. That's how come last year we're able to hit a record 1.2 million tons of beans.
After
they'll feel motivated to push out even more.
That's facts. Like, you pay the man, you pay the lady, you pay the group of people what they're worth, and they'll push out more for you. And that's just how life works.
Right.
You show people that they're value behind the work that they're doing, and they'll give you double the quantity of whatever they're doing at the moment.
He's talking right, babe. He's talking right. I ain't even got to add nothing to that.
Facts.
First dry the beans, they're bagged up. About 70% of these beans will be sent overseas. Ghana processes only 30% of its cocoa beans domestically. But in 2020, at a press conference in Switzerland, the president announced he wanted to change that.
We intend to process more and more of our cocoa in our country with the aim of producing more chocolate ourselves.
And he said it right in front of the top commerce ministers of Switzerland. One of Ghana's...
Okay. We making y'all multi-millions. We're going to change that. We're going to make it ourselves.
Ghana's biggest customers.
That statement in Switzerland caused a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
I must say, he clearly mentioned our intentions to put in efforts to also add value within Ghana.
To support cocoa processing inside Ghana, the government created a free zone outside Accra. Any factory operating inside gets a tax break. Lloyd Ashley runs niche cocoa industry in the free zone.
In the free zone enclave, you are getting 10 years free duty on your imported parts for equipment. So it gives you the opportunity to also increase capacity.
Niche has
I just
become
want to make a
Ghana's...
mention. I don't care how many buildings, corporations, industries they have to push out actual chocolate. They will never be able to be like Ghana because that's where it originated. So they're always going to outgrow the source.
Yeah.
Though they have the tools, they always outgrown. So they still got to come back to the source.
They gave him a chance.
Before
they decided to do it on their own, they
Yeah.
gave him a chance.
We talking business, y'all.
second largest cocoa manufacturer. The company says it processes 10% of the country's cocoa, and Niche processes 2 tons of it an hour. The cocoa beans arrive here from farms all over rural Ghana. Workers stack the bags high, then cut them open one by one. The beans funnel into this grate on the floor. And the rest of the process is controlled digitally, from roasting the beans to grinding them into cocoa mass. That's then sent to get mixed with milk and sugar.
And from there, it comes here for a tempering process, a cooling process, and then a...
Now, I know a lot of people that's watching this video, a lot of our supporters and fam know where chocolate come from. They know Ghana got the chocolate.
Right.
But smash the like button if you did not know that our motherland, our earth, grows chocolate. Like, I don't think too many people was aware of that.
I don't think too many people know how like the original cocoa beans look.
Yeah, it's
and
a
that
bean,
grow
bro,
on trees like that. How it looks on the tree.
I'm saying that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people knew that. I think a lot of people like they look at like the refined chocolate, like hot cocoa. You know, when you mix the cocoa together, a lot of people look at it that way. But also Ghana's smart.
Talk about it now.
Look at Ghana's tourism. And how they have changed their tourism. Now look at what they're doing with their cocoa. I mean, not cocoa, with chocolate.
Thinking of a master plan.
Ghana said, baby, nobody getting rich off us no more.
No more. Not today.
packaging process.
Niche has been pretty successful, but for small companies outside the free zone, it hasn't been as easy to get up and running.
Hello, Amos. Everything okay?
Everything's okay.
Michael runs Fair Afrique, a cocoa maker that opened in Amanasi to be closer to cocoa farmers. But since it's outside the free zone, it didn't get the tax breaks. Fair Afrique also had trouble buying cocoa beans.
As shocking as that may sound, it's really hard in Ghana to procure cocoa beans.
Another hurdle keeping Ghana's chocolate industry from taking off?
Well, it's very hard to make chocolate in Ghana.
For one, there's no dairy industry.
Anybody producing chocolate in Ghana is definitely importing large volumes of milk from either Europe or other continents.
Chocolate makers also have to import sugar, mostly from Brazil. And finally, it's hot.
So I think the transport back and forth should be an exchange.
Yeah.
Like, if they giving you guys all of these tons of chocolate and cocoa beans, you guys should be able to exchange something back as a currency exchange.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're doing it on their own now,
right,
they will be in the same position. Well, not really, because they will pay their people better in those places, but now they're back in the same boat.
Basically from point A.
Yeah. Like y'all got the cocoa beans. Whew. I don't know about the other stuff.
Yeah, but I think it's just a building.
But I mean, it's new. This was in 2020. when he announced that. It's new in 2023.
Yeah.
You know? It's going to take some time.
Chocolate, by its nature, is very sensitive to temperature. Any rise in temperature may cause the chocolates to melt.
There's not the kind of cold chain that you need to distribute chocolate effectively within Ghana or, much of West Africa.
And building out that cold chain has been expensive.
We have used insulated building materials for some sections of our building. Some sections of the building is...
Maybe, since they don't have the sugar, they don't have the milk.
The dairy, right?
Maybe they should, and this is just my opinion.
Yeah, we're just going off our top.
Focus on things like hot cocoa. Do you need the milk for hot cocoa to make it powder?
I mean, potentially, I'm probably so.
I don't know. I would have to look at the ingredients of
but
hot cocoa.
But there's so many things you can make out of cocoa.
Yeah, I'm thinking
But I think it's still, like he was talking about, the weather and the heat and the cold and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's why I was saying, make it like a powder.
Yeah.
Or things like that. Things where you don't need the cocoa and not the cocoa, the milk and the sugar. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, that's something. They could create something.
Be innovative.
Right.
Completely insulated roofing sheet.
Also, Ghana's power grid is sometimes unreliable.
Ooh.
Electricity, for example, is another issue here. Although there's power, it's never stable.
Farafreak's top sellers are finished chocolate bars. Inside temperature-controlled rooms, this machine pumps the chocolate into molds.
So our installation capacity is 10,000 bars of chocolate every hour.
That's a fraction of what a Hershey's or Mars factory can do. This machine wraps the chocolate bars. With 68 workers, the company's scaling up to produce 50 million bars a year.
The practice has always been that the raw materials are sent to Europe for processing. At this time around, we are saying that it can be done right here in Ghana.
Say a process cocoa no ewo Ghana ha. Ye benya musika a ebeba aban no nsem. Nti ye be ma ya kwan be ye let ye electricity nsem be ye hospital. And
they talking right.
But Christy says the country still has a long way to go.
Definitely no silver bullets, for sure. When you have a whole system like colonialism, it doesn't shift quickly.
While there are 5 times more processing facilities in Ghana today than a decade ago, most only process cocoa into intermediate products like
cocoa butter, cocoa mass, cocoa liquor, cocoa powder, not to chocolate.
Yeah.
96% of Niche's business are these intermediate products. Most of the finished bars are still made abroad.
We need to increase the export of cocoa.
I just want to go back to what the gentleman was saying. You got to think about their headspace and why these are such great people. Because instead of him saying this money can go back into, which of course his family and things like that, he went strictly to his community.
Right.
He said we're gonna go straight to the community and fix our roads and fix our light grids and fix anything else that can better the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's a bar, bro.
And I don't think anything is wrong with wanting to produce something in your own country. I can't think of nothing on top of my head, but I know there's so much that we produce here in America. Hot sauce.
Oh, yeah, we got the whole factories.
We have multiple factories in Louisiana alone.
Boy, we love some hot sauce.
Yeah, so things like that, I don't see that being a problem. Yes, they have the electricity issues right now, but by the end of a couple years, they won't have that issue. And then they could... Now, I don't know how all of this works, but I know that there's problems with electricity in several other areas of Africa. They could help there.
Right. So
by having it on the continent.
So the revenue can literally spread. And let's just go back to like I was saying, they think about they're really thinking about the community.
Right.
And
open up factories in other places who have better electricity on the continent.
Then they can really triple the revenue.
Yeah.
Finished and also in the finished state.
Lloyd wants to create demand for finished chocolate within Ghana.
Cocoa consumption is very, very low in Africa. I mean, compared to Europe, where you have an average 5 kilograms per person consumption, you're talking about 0.4 in Africa.
That's because, historically, finished chocolate bars had to be imported from Europe, so they cost a lot. To create new demand in Ghana, Nitch is making a chocolate drink Lloyd hopes to sell in schools.
Yeah, I was
He
going to
also
say
hopes
that.
to source ingredients from inside Africa.
I was going to say that.
That's a
the
bar.
kids.
That's a bar. Gotta think about the
Start
babies.
with the kids. Chocolate milk.
Bruh.
Start with the kids. Because think about it. I don't know about you, babe, but when we were in school, you know, we used to get the bags of milk.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people be like, hey, y'all got bags of milk in elementary? Yes, we did. We used to have chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm.
I would gravitate towards the chocolate milk.
I was going straight to the chocolate milk.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
The kids. And then the kids going to go home to their parents. Their parents going to be looking for it in the stores. Their parents going to start to consume it. It's going to widespread like wine.
Right. And then another thing, whenever y'all do have the chocolate milk for the kids, put some type of cartoon on it. Because you know how our kids are.
Bruh.
Our children literally went in the aisle and grabbed a snack based off the image on the box.
The cartoon.
They didn't care nothing about what was in the box. They're like, look at this, y'all. We got a game.
And it has nothing to do with the product.
Do you want the candy or not?
Now, whoever thought of that advertisement right there to put cartoons on like snacks,
yeah,
good, because it don't have nothing to do with the yogurt
at all.
There's no little SpongeBob's in the yogurt.
The box of cereal,
right? The cereal,
bruh, genius.
From Egypt and sugar from South Africa. To train talent in Ghana, Farrah Freak started this lab and hired locals to develop new flavors. And for farmers, advocates want to raise the cocoa price floor to about $3,100 a metric ton. And they want big chocolate companies to foot more of the bill. Nearly every big chocolate producer has programs set up to lift farmers out of poverty. But by some estimates, 73 to 90% of Ghana and Ivory Coast cocoa farmers are still below living income standards.
Now that's sad.
If you're the CEO of these big companies, it's time to come down and look at these yourself.
It's time.
As the industry is set to grow about 5% in the next 6 years, Ghanaian cocoa farmers and processors are vying for a larger stake in the big business of chocolate.
Yeah, Ghana hano anka cocoa companies ana chocolate wanga waya chocolate no dudu ampo emra country hana wombe processing cocoa no na cocoa na ye dua ye di ya hoodin ye ho adwuma no dudu no nyina ye ho adwuma wo Ghana ha ebebua ye ebebua oman no.
Can we also be allowed to add value? It will be changing the lives of the people that play real roles in growing the beans.
Okay, so that's the end of that. So my question would be, how is the soil there in any part of the continent to plant the sugarcane? How is the soil?
The sugarcane?
Yes.
The sugarcane.
The sugarcane.
We talking about sugarcane?
They need sugar for the chocolate.
Oh, sugarcane. But you can't forget about the dairy, though.
They can't import some cows.
Okay, import
some
cows.
camels.
I get some just.
How would it taste with the camels?
I don't know.
Goat
milk. Goat milk. Right.
They have
so
the goats.
we can do goat milk as well. But
I don't know how that's going to taste. I'm just throwing out some ideas.
And then again, what is the seasons for the cocoa beans to grow in such a massive time?
October.
October. Okay, so and what about sugar canes? Because if that all works hand in hand,
harvest,
then you got a deal breaker, you know?
Yeah, but then the seasons change there. But here, sugarcane is harvested around August, September. Mm-hmm. And I only know that because of the festival.
Because we got so many festivals.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. Oh, they could get some sugar cane out of Louisiana.
Come on.
Fields and fields.
We got plenty. Literally, we got plenty. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's...
I mean, I would be upset, though, to be real with you, because they have the chocolate in their own backyard, but they can't get it at a high percentage. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can't benefit off the chocolate like the rest of the world is, but we have the resource for the chocolate. Yeah. So if the crawfish was in my backyard and you telling me that I have to ship out 95% of my crawfish and only 5% of the community get to actually benefit off of it, we're gonna go crazy.
Oh, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a problem.
See how you feel? See what I'm saying?
So on average, people in Europe and other areas of the world consume more chocolate than the average person in Ghana.
Yeah.
I just feel, I don't know. That's crazy because they have the cocoa and they don't consume it.
They can't get the 95%. They gotta use that to make money for the community. But the 5%, that's chocolate spreading around a little bit. But I know people, like, especially the babies, y'all. I know the babies would love to just be like head first in some chocolate.
Right. We can't go to any store and not see chocolate.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Any store, gas station, grocery store, anywhere. Like, we can't go nowhere.
Front desk of a restaurant.
Chocolate. Yes.
Anywhere, like, chocolate is massive.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
Same thing with crawfish.
I just
crawfish at the front desk, frozen everywhere.
Stop lying. Yeah, like I'm. Don't leave y'all babies around me. Y'all babies gonna get some chocolate. Yeah, and even us, they say with our bad taste in chocolate in the United States.
Hey, when you grow up on something and it's good, it's good. Yeah. You can't change that unless you give better. But hey.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's the video. We got a little bit too passionate. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you would like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction requests to our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.